G'day, and many thanks to my new subscribers. We're going to finally build the kaleidoscope today, and it is not as hard as what you might think. It's really fun actually to make these. We start off with the foundation. It's a 24-sided circle. But first we're going to make a platform to work from because it's really difficult just standing on those cuboids. Place your first floor panel by using free placement. Then you can snap the others to that. Then we'll use cubes to build our infrastructure. Give some thought as to which direction you want your kaleidoscope to face or be seen from. In my case, I decided to place it right in the centre, and I built it up to the floor level and then 8 more above the floor level. When I first started building kaleidoscopes, I often underestimated how much height I would need. It can be frustrating if you do that, so it's always best to err on the side of caution. When we have a look from a lower angle, you can see that only 4 of those blocks are visible, and that's probably not going to be quite high enough to see our kaleidoscope from different angles, so I'm going to put another one on there. Now I'm going to use the wire toggle mode by pressing Q on the PC. Place the wire in the central position on the cube. Items connected to this wire will face towards you, and you can tell by looking at the connecting points that wide end of the lightning strike is facing towards you. Make some room by deleting the cubes that are in the way. We're going to use the small alloy floor panel and going to wire toggle mode, and then wire toggle mode and place at the same time. I've left that mistake in there so you can see what it looks like if you miss the timing. The timing is the tricky thing in all of this. Snap place that one into place, and again here we're going to leave it in green state, wire toggle and place at the same time, favouring wire toggle, and I missed that one, and I've only got a plug there, so we'll do it again, and this time that is great. That's exactly what we want. So bring that down to the connection point and wire toggle and place at the same time. Perfect. Excellent. So now we'll delete the excess panel, and you can see that we've actually blended these 2 floor panels together. So using the small triangle, place one on top and one on that side there, and the small alloy floor panel, again the same technique, and to the center, and on that side, and now the second triangle, both sides. and this forms the basic scaffolding, or an armature, I guess you could call it, for building our kaleidoscope. The light floor panels just snap into place and are amazingly useful because they will give us connection points that follow various directions. It's important to make sure that you put these on all in the same orientation. It kind of makes a pattern and you can see where something's gone wrong. So if you have a look over it, you'll be able to spot any panels that have gone on in the wrong orientation, and you can delete those and replace them. I'm going to take a little side trip here to show you an example of how these floor panels orientate base parts. Take note of where that little gap is facing on the floor panel and the direction that the base part will go to. It's hugely helpful when you're experimenting with building to know this. We're going to use the pocket reality generators to make the centre. And I'm going into wire toggle mode and wire toggle and place at the same time to place each part. Before you move on to the next connection point, go into wire toggle mode and then you'll know where to go to next, and that helps me not to miss any connection points. Later on, when you're doing a trickier kaleidoscope where things can be closer together, you'll find this technique very helpful. That is looking gorgeous already. I'm going to use the Pocket Robotic Companion. I think that's what it's called. Anyway, that's what we're using, and we're going to do exactly the same onto the same connection points that we used before. Don't be alarmed at how out of sync these are. We are going to put them into sync by making a restore point and reloading. Sometimes it doesn't quite save it to perfect, as you can see there. It's better than it was, but all you need to do is save a restore point and reload again, and there we go. Looks lovely. At this stage you can take away all your scaffolding, including the centre panels, and you can leave it at that if you want to and have a really simple kaleidoscope. I'm happy with the centre, so I'm going to place floor panels in a different orientation and experiment with what the part will look like when it's attached. And I think that'll be great, having that rotating globe on its side the way it was then. Yes, I think that'll look really good. So let's go around and attach those. That'll look really good after we've done the restore point and reload. So I've just removed the floor panel so you can see what that would be like. Not removing the centre ones because that means that I won't be able to attach the floor panels again. Otherwise, just leave it like it was. Don't remove the floor panels. I've just replaced them, and put in some more floor panels at a different orientation. I'm just going to see how this is going to look. So I'm making this up as I go along. It's always good to experiment in this game. The rotating globes are connecting at a different angle. It's going to bulk out that little bit that we've just done. I think it's going to look good. So I'm going ahead with putting in the rest of the light floor panels, making sure that they're all in the same pattern, and the rest of the rotating globes. I'll see what it looks like. That's what I was hoping for. The different angle has made that pop more, so it just looks like it's more 3D. I'm not putting anything else in that part of the kaleidoscope, so I've removed those. And now we're just going to see what this looks like. Oh, that's going to be good. I've used these before and I know that's going to be good. So you can see the orientation of the floor panel. I'm going to use that orientation to place the black hole in the wall base part. I really like the colours that flow around those base parts. I think it needs a contrasting colour in there. The curly coral is a really nice part to use for colour and movement, and I think that might be a good choice. Let's have a look. Yes, I think that'll be good. It's connected to the same connection point as the black hole in the wall base part. I've just connected those onto there all the way around. You can see probably by now that kaleidoscopes are not that difficult to make, but very creative and a lot of fun. I'm going to save that and remove the light floor panels carefully. Really important to save before you remove any light floor panels for obvious reasons. Take your time to remove these inner ones carefully. You may need to change your camera angle to do this carefully. Then remove the centre floor panels, and voila, there we have it. It's really gorgeous, and I've named it Blue Skies, inspired by my son skydiving. Plus, it's his birthday, so that's pretty cool. It has all the beautiful colours of the sky, and it's super relaxing to look at. I hope you've enjoyed this build. The most difficult thing is getting your timing right. So remember, if I say wire toggle and place at the same time, preference to the wire toggle. It's such a tiny difference in time. Thank you so much for joining me on this journey of the floating base, and I will be uploading more building videos. So I hope to see you again in the near future. Have a lovely time and be good to each other and yourselves. Bye for now.